When we hear a candidate for president call for rounding up 12 million immigrants, banning all Muslims from entering the United States, when he embraces torture, that doesn't make him strong, it makes him wrong.
Rhyming's always fun. Hillary Clinton seeming pretty confident that she's a stronger candidate than Donald Trump, but our next guest says Democrats are making a big mistake if they underestimate the appeal of the New York businessman. Joining me now, former Arkansas governor and presidential candidate Mike Huckabee. Rhyming is fun. It adds a little pizzazz to, well, I don't know. You tell me.
You know, Ted Cruz said something tonight in his speech a few moments ago that probably is exactly right. After tonight, this is a two-person race, but the two people are Hillary and Trump. And I think the big contrast, as you saw in the speeches between Hillary and Trump, it's pretty simple. Donald Trump gave a speech tonight like a candidate who was going somewhere. Hillary Clinton gave a speech like a person who's sorry she's been somewhere. It was a bitter, angry speech, and that's not how you ultimately excite Americans about the next 4 years in the White House.
And so, obviously throughout this campaign, Donald Trump has been underestimated by almost everybody, right? I mean, we've seen that repeatedly. Everybody who's supposed to know what they're talking about said he didn't have any chance, and now here we are. There are 17 candidates, 18, Gilmore. And with all due respect, you were there. And now it's down to really effectively.
I was going to say, Megyn, the reason that I'm, sitting in this chair tonight talking to you instead of on the stage is because, like everybody else, I underestimated Donald Trump and the connection he was having to voters. No doubt about that.
And that's the risk that the Democrats run in taking him on, because he's unlike anything they've ever seen or dealt with before. Even the Clintons, with the Clinton playbook, they don't know what to do with him.
No, they really don't. And they're conventional politicians, but they're also extraordinarily rugged. They're ruthless. I've run against their machine every race I ever had to fight in Arkansas, so I know it well. And so in some ways, I've run against their machine and I've run against Donald Trump. And I can tell you, Hillary is in for the ride of her life when she has to take on Donald Trump. It'll be unlike anything she or her husband have ever faced before. And I really think that it is, game advantage for Trump.
Two quick questions for you about other Republicans. First of all, why do you rule out Ted Cruz, notwithstanding the fact that he's still got a lot of delegates and is still very much saying he's in the race?
He didn't win anything tonight. Nothing.
Well, Missouri's still out. We don't know.
He may end up squeaking by Missouri, possibly. But if those St. Louis counties break, it looks like it'll go Trump. But if he doesn't win Missouri, he wins nothing. The contrast tonight in the speeches, Donald Trump gave what for him was a very unique kind of speech. It was humble, it was gracious, it was self-depreciating. It was the kind of speech that a president makes. Ted Cruz didn't win anything, but he gave the kind of speech as if he had. It was the same kind of speech he gave in South Carolina.
It's a stump speech.
And it was a stump speech, but it was also as if it were a victory speech. And it would have been so much more effective if he'd have gone out with a real sense of humility and said, well, folks, we didn't win tonight, but here's how we're going to go forward. But that's not what he did.
Trump wasn't so gracious when he said that reporters are disgusting. I want to ask you about Marco Rubio, which, he had a sad night. You know what it's like. He was gracious and he had, a lovely message. Your thoughts in watching him sing his swan song of this campaign?
I thought it was just absolutely classy. I was so proud of him tonight. I've known Marco a long time, and he did tonight what a person has to do in a moment like this. He left with dignity. He left with class. People have no idea what it's like to be that person in the arena. I know, no offense, but a lot of people on television, talking heads and analysts and consultants and strategists, and they all have their opinions and they tell what a candidate ought to do, what he should have done, what he could have done. But they've never been in the arena. Marco has, and for the past year he's given it his all. He walked out on that stage tonight and he gave a classy reminder of why a lot of people do love Marco Rubio, and he exited tonight not with his head down. He may have lost the race, but he did not lose his dignity. He did not lose his sense of purpose. he did not lose his mission. And I felt like that he left the door open for a wonderful future. And I was very, very touched by watching him go to that stage with a smile on his face. I know how that hurts, but at the same time, he did it the way it's supposed to be done. It was a classic display of dignity and honor, and I congratulate him for that.
You're so gracious, Governor. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.